I do believe I showed you this box the other day. TEMU chain cleaner. Partial failure, partial success. Now you're supposed to fill this bottle with a cleaning fluid of your choice, but obviously being a chain it's got to be a degreaser of some kind. What I actually ended up doing was spraying WD-40 in it, and what I've done, these nipples on the side, they've already broke. Well, one's already broke, and that's just for the injection of the product. I found out I actually got better results by taking this off and then getting some carb spray or brake cleaner or whatever and just going straight in with it, or spraying just before and doing it. Also the string and hooks that come with it, this string actually has a fair bit of elasticity to it, as a lot of strings do, but I thought bollocks to that. It came off the first time the wheel was spun and it was tight. So I've doubled up on the zip tie mechanicking, so I've just gone around the master cylinder there, and it does hold it in place. I will give it its dues, this chain was like well manky. Lots of built up crud. I've used it through the winter. I haven't cleaned the chain. I've oiled it regularly, but I haven't cleaned it. And to be fair, it has took a lot of the shit off. But what I tend to do is I'll bung it in first gear on the main stand and just let it go round. If you did squirty and pulled the wheel around yourself, you'd be here all day. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. You know, good idea, but in execution it's really messy. I mean, there is a pipe to drain into something, but the pipe that came straight off. So you can see all this black splatter is what it's thrown out basically. But it does work. But it needs to be secured properly, not with the hairy string. And also just bear in mind that these are quite weak and feeble. Other than that, you know, it does work, but it's easier to take the chain off and put it in degreaser and give it a scrubbing. If I'm honest, you'll get better results, because this isn't getting, I mean, I've ran this for at least 5 minutes spraying product all over it, and like I say, it has cleaned it, but it hasn't cleaned it up, if you know what I mean. I mean, I can, look, just wipe that link and it's done a better job. So, you know, you pays your money and you get shite. So I don't know whether I said it before, but I had a little suspect when I had this cover off. I had a little suspect oil leak, and it was the bottom of the filter casing. Now we are sort of within 1,000 miles of the next oil change, and I do tend to do them a bit earlier. Because yes, he's done nearly 3,000 now, and I like to do oil changes whenever, you know. I don't stick to manufacturers' recommendations. If I've got note to do, I'll change the oil either once every 6 months or when the mileage is due. So I've just actually gone round all the casing bolts and just nipped them up, because they do have a habit of just working a little bit loose, and sure enough that one wasn't tight, which would be enough to cause a leak. So I'm going to keep my eye on it, and then at some point in the future I will change the oil, and I have done a video on it already. But basically, if you don't know how to do it on one of these, you undo the filler cap up the top there, undo it, just rest it, and then that will let air in. There is a drain bolt under here, like a normal sump bolt, and there's also one on the front of the frame rail, which you can just see just there. Magic pointing device there, it's a 10mm, and there's also a little oil screen on the other side as well. And you just take it out and clean it, put it back, crimp the hose back on, and Bob's your mum's brother. But I shall show you all that as and when I do it. Nice. So TEMU chain cleaning machine, yeah, it does work. I mean, that is better but it is messy. I mean, some of the brushes are already sort of partially destroyed. I think you're probably just best to get one of them little chain cleaning brushes and just do it like that. I leave my back wheel all caked in chain lube and all that lot because it stops the alloy going funny and it drives people up the fucking wall, so even better. So yes, that is your TEMU chain cleaning machine review.
One eternity later.
The saga of Spurt continues. I fixed the coolant leak, but I did notice the other day, that's just now, that is that bit, and that bit is now, and I am suspecting it's this. It's very common to leak from the clutch arm, basically, because I cleaned all this up the other day and now it's dirty and oily, and you know. But what it tends to do is when you park it up on the main stand and stuff, it will migrate on the foam inside the fairing and it will drip down here. It'll collect in the front of the fairing and drip down there. Now when I did the coolant leak, I did check the oil hoses and what have you. The other place that can leak is the rocker cover, but I would see signs of that down the front of the engine, and I don't, but where I do see it wet is around here. So I have gone on the dibbly dabbly magic parts machine and I've ordered the seal, which is only about £3, £4, but I thought if I'm taking that cover off to do it, because you probably have to pull the arm through, etc., I may as well stick a clutch in it because that's an unknown. And so I've ordered the gasket, the clutch, the seal, and I've got some grips, because these Superbike grips were probably great in the 90s, I know because I had them, but they're really slippy now. They've gone shiny and slippy, so I've ordered some new grips as well. So yes, the saga continues. She's not actually losing a lot of oil. Let's just put it upright. I've got a full window. Oh, thank Christ for that. Yes, it's always a bit dodgy doing these things one-handed for now. So yes, so all that is in hand. The Aprilia is on charge because I haven't used it in over a week, and I went to start it the other day and it will thump 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 all day long, but it won't catch, not unless the battery's fully charged. Typical Italian. So I've got that. I've got an iridium spark plug to put in as well, which I've put in. I've put one in Phyllis, and yeah, seems to start and run better. So you know, whether it's just in the head, I don't know. So that's part of your catch up, if not all of it. Yes. It's Fleet catch up number 2, following on from Spurt Reynolds. Right, this little bugger, because it's been left a week, if I leave it more than sort of 4-5 days, it has an hissy fit and it don't like starting. If the battery's even slightly down, I had an Aprilia Falco which was just the same, and the 916 was just the same. Battery slightly down, will not start in a month of Sundays. Anyway, charged the battery, still wouldn't start. It was turning over, turning over, turning over. You could smell unburnt fuel out of the exhaust, and horrible noises coming from the sprag clutch, because if it doesn't catch, it slips. Hand gestures. So anyway, I did no more than I've raised the tank just by that amount. That's about man talk 8 inches. Yes. And I took the plug out, and the plug's fouled and stinks of unburnt fuel. So that was not going to spark, and it looks like the electrodes quite worn as well, fairly worn. And I have got a spare plug, and I do carry a spare plug on the Aprilia, but it's such a faff to get to the plug hole. Chances of doing it at the side of the road, yeah, pretty slim. So anyway, I put an iridium one in and it's fired up straight away. There's a lesson there somewhere, kids. While I'm talking about sparking off the plugs, I do believe it was Mr. Alan Millyard. Hello. Cupcake. That's enough of that. I watched him clean spark plugs on one of it. I'm sure it was him on one of his videos, and what he did, and he explained it really well. The best way to clean a dirty plug, whether it's fouled or whatever, is with a blowtorch, because it's carbon, so you're burning off carbon. So I've got the blowtorch ready, a pair of mole grips to grip the thingy so I don't get hot and burnt. Today's beverage, Pepsi Company Maximum, because yes, sugar free and all that, trying to be good. So I'm going to clean this plug and then I can have it as a spare, so that'll be 2 spares. It just stinks of unburnt fuel, so yes, we'll clean it up and then it can live under the seat for an emergency. Nice, but yeah, funny that, isn't it? Stick a new plug in it, fires up straight away. And it's not running rich or anything like that, so, and it certainly doesn't burn oil. So yeah, I think it's just one of them things. Yes, who knows? Yes. So there you go, give it a blast. It's burnt everything off. Nice and dry now. That can be used as a spare. Right, I better put this back together, which is alright, because all I've got to do is lower the tank and put all the 8mm. Well, I've put 8mm in. You remember, this side of the tank you absolutely must use a short bolt. Do not use a long bolt or anything like that. You're only needing sort of 5-6mm thread length, because otherwise it screws itself into the tank. Now on the other side it's a blind hole, you can put whatever size bolt you want in, but this side, as somebody found out, yes, otherwise you'll get a leak. So I had to fill that with aircraft sealer. Yes, bell end.